In 2019, scientists spotted something strange thousands of meters below the ocean surface. There, they filmed a pink bumpy blob with cartoonishly big eyes and more pectoral fin rays than you could shake a stick at. Now, they've been able to confirm that this was a new to science species. It's a snailfish, and better yet, it's one of 3 new to science species described in a new study. There are over 400 species of snailfish across the globe, some of which are the deepest dwelling fish known to science. Now, we have 3 more to add to the roster: the bumpy snailfish, Chiroproctus colliculi, which is pinkish in color. Meanwhile, the other 2 new species, the dark snailfish, C. yancey, and sleek snailfish, Paraliparus M., are both black. 2 of these are black snailfishes collected on the same dive by the submersible Alvin, said study lead and associate professor of biology Mackenzie Geringer from SUNY Geneseo to IFL Science. As I looked more closely at the specimens, I was very surprised at how different these 2 individuals were. These were not an adult and a juvenile of the same species. They are very different both morphologically and genetically. These 2 species were discovered at Station M, an incredibly valuable research site with decades of exploration and time series data. The fact that 2 undescribed species of snailfishes were collected from the same place, on the same dive, at one of the better studied parts of the deep sea in the world highlights how much we still have to learn about our planet. All 3 snailfish were found thousands of meters below the ocean surface, but thankfully, through their photos and videos, the team of scientists working with the Monterey Bay Research Institute and Aquarium, MBARI, has brought them to the surface for us all to enjoy. As you can see, the bumpy snailfish is remarkably adorable as deep-sea creatures go, looking very different to the dark and sleek snailfish. It might seem odd to have such drastically different colorations among snailfish living in the same region, but when you're this far from the surface, color doesn't count for much. At these depths, there is no sunlight, so color becomes less important for hiding, said study lead Mackenzie Geringer from SUNY Geneseo to IFL Science. These snailfishes are likely sensing one another and their environment using other means, particularly by picking up vibrations in the water and by smelling and tasting their surroundings. Many fishes can actually taste with their fin rays. It's likely that these species are using those dexterous pectoral fins to sense. Although there is no sunlight at these depths, there are some flashes of light from bioluminescence. We don't yet know if or how much these species are using vision. This would be a great area for future research. Speaking of fin rays, the bumpy snailfish are particularly impressive. Across its body it has 22, and we were curious to know what so many fin rays could actually do. Turns out, they come with many benefits. The beautiful video from MBARI's remotely operated vehicle shows how actively and gracefully this fish is controlling these pectoral fin rays, said Geringer. These rays are very important for swimming, particularly for turning, but also play a role in how the fish senses the surrounding environment. Snailfishes belong to the family Leporidae, and they can inhabit drastically different habitats. Some live in shallow tidal pools while others lurk at the deepest depths of the ocean, but they tend to share a fairly similar body plan consisting of a big head and jelly-like body. Some hitchhike on larger animals using suction pads on their bellies, while others cling to rocks and curl up like a snail. Geringer's extensive work into their taxonomy, functional morphology, and physiology has brought up closer to understanding how it is they're able to survive under such crushing pressure, where the water is so cold and there is no light, but it's nice to know there are still snailfishes to be discovered out there in the wild. Needless to say, I love snailfishes, said Geringer. I think they are incredible and working with them is a joy. We often think of deep-sea environments as being harsh or extreme because of how different the pressures, temperatures, light, and other conditions are from what we experience. But for many organisms, the deep sea, the largest living space on our planet, is home. To me, finding species that seem so fragile thriving in these habitats highlights the beauty of the deep sea and our responsibility to understand and protect these incredible ecosystems.